This is everything in between. This is everything in between.
Welcome to Everything in Between at Studio 86, where we talk about music and everything in between. So let's get into it.
Whoa.
Let's get into it with our host Patrice, TC, Trev, Michelle L, and Big Moose. Thank you to our followers new and old. We appreciate you. And we're going to open this episode with a special guest. We're extremely excited to welcome Tom Sertsis to our EIB video chat. Tom is a founder and head instructor at Junior Jammers, has been a dedicated music teacher for over 14 years, has the honor of performing with Juno Award-winning and Grammy-nominated artists, and has an extreme passion for music. So Tom, welcome.
Welcome.
Yes.
Thank you, and thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. So how's it going today? Before we get into anything.
It is Baltic outside, and I'm trying to stay inside as much as possible. I was already up early today. I was on the hockey rink this morning with one of my boys, and now I'm just trying to stay inside as much as I can. So it's going much better now.
Yeah, I think it's with wind chill minus 33 or 34.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah. It was pretty.
But the good thing is, at least it's sunny.
All right.
So I just wanted to start off with the person that inspired you, your old music teacher that inspired you to kind of do and start Junior Jammers and stuff. So kind of just get into the kind of just that kind of thing.
Okay. So my I guess earliest inspiration into music would have been my high school music teacher. I didn't get into doing music like through choir and band. I started playing guitar when I was in, I think, the 9th grade. And then my high school offered guitar in grade 10 and 11. So I took that with my high school music teacher, Mrs. Ratcliffe. And it was a guitar class. And it was the way that I learned how to play guitar, which was what one of the inspirations for doing Junior Jammers was learning in a classroom setting. And it was not just the class that was unique and inspiring. It was also the opportunities she created for us as well. Like she gave us a lot of opportunities to perform at the school. For example, like one year we performed at the grade 8 orientation. Me and a couple really good friends of mine from the class, and she let us pick the music. She let us even like compose a song for it, and that was probably the first time I'd ever had a real performance, at least outside of, like, I mean, when I was in grade 7 and 8, I played in the concert bands, with like 25 or 30 other kids. But that was just me and 2 of my really close friends playing guitars, and we played a couple songs of our own, and one from the repertoire she was teaching us. And I remember sitting there performing for a couple hundred intermediate students, and just the feeling of playing our own music too was just intoxicating. So I was just like, this is so cool. I want more of this. How can I get more? And I talked to her, and she said, well, we have a Christmas assembly coming up. Could you put together something for a 5 or 10 minute performance? And I thought, yes, I will figure it out.
It's awesome.
And so I would just, wrangle up all my friends who played guitar. And I had a lot too. I was really lucky that way. Like, I had a lot of friends that were really into music. And then I guess I sort of, built my tribe around playing music. And we performed. I put together a band of 4 kids: big guitar, bass, drums, vocalist, and we played Hendrix at like a Christmas concert. And she just totally trusted us to just pick the songs. And she said, "Okay, that'll be fine. You can come up and play the songs." And then immediately after it finished, I was like, "When can I do it again?" And she was, and she goes, she's like, we're going to do a spring concert. So why don't you try something again? And I just kept doing it and kept doing it, kept pestering her and kept pestering her. And she kept letting me do it. So, you know, she created those opportunities for me. And it's not just like a performance opportunity, it's like a leadership opportunity too, right? And I think that's what great teachers do. And she did that for me. And it was a very validating experience as a high schooler. You know, it's easy for a kid that age to just get lost. And, you know, I didn't grow up playing like organized sports and that. And I just sort of found my way through guitar and, you know, sort of found my tribe and found my people and found what I love to do. And she facilitated that. So I owe a lot to her for, you know, just getting me started in music and then giving me all those opportunities to perform and have those chances for leadership as well. So it really transformed my life. And I didn't know that at the time, of course, but you know, in hindsight, looking back at it, I thought, man, that was such a validating experience for a kid like me who was like not always the best at school. And just giving, you know, me that opportunity to prove myself. It was very, very validating for me.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's a great story and great inspiration. Yeah. And I like what you said about how she kind of just let you be free and do what you wanted to she trusted you to put the trust in their students to do kind of compose stuff themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. That was like, she put an incredible amount of faith in us. And it's just, you don't always get that with teachers, right? Like you get, you know, so most teachers are like, yeah, great idea, kid, you know, but we'll talk later, right? And she was not like that at all. She was so welcoming and supportive and helped facilitate it all. So I owe her a great debt of gratitude, you know.
Yeah, that's incredible to hear. And I think like with you being saying that about how she taught you, is that kind of how you've taught with yourself? Like that's how you've started teaching students the way she kind of taught you, just to put that trust in your students kind of thing.
Definitely. Yeah. I definitely think about her and the amount of trust she would have had to put into us young kids, you know, us young punks. So I definitely draw from that when I'm talking to all my students. I always think you never know whose life you're going to affect when, you know, you're talking to these little kids, and you don't know who you're influencing, and it's safer to just think, you know, just try and get them all, you know. at least that's the attempt, right? You can't always do it. We have good days and bad days, but my philosophy is just, you know, work hard for my kids, and hopefully it connects with, you know, one of them would be amazing.
That's amazing.
You know, it's funny, like you talk about like camaraderie and stuff like that. Like Trev here, I've known Trevor since we started a band. That's over 20 years. And just like you kind of make that connection with someone where we've created so much together and done that so long that it's almost like you become like simpatico when you're doing things. Like when we started this podcast, it was like being in a band again. You know what I mean? Like, because it was like you're kind of going into old things, like you know what he's going to say or do before you think about it, or he knows the same kind of thing. Like you're talking about that camaraderie and like that leadership thing where you all kind of take it on. So that I completely relate to that as like just being a musician in general. And it's cool, man. It's cool. I never thought about that.
Yeah, it creates like deep bonds, right? Even the guys that I did those guitar things with in high school, we're still friends, right? Like we still connect and we still hang out, and like it's you create bonds in music that are, you know, they're inseparable. Like people that I played with 25 years ago, we still stay in touch, you know, and whether it's about music or just hanging out, or, you know, how are your kids doing in hockey this year? You know what I mean? Like it's unbelievable the amount of friendships and connections and just relationships that have come through playing music.
So it's almost like you guys are saying, like a team sport almost kind of thing, right? Like
Absolutely. Yeah. And like a team sport, you have to have discipline, and, you know, you have to show up. And sometimes when you don't have the, you know, vocabulary to play something, you just have to grind. Like just like it is like a sport, you know, in that sense. Like it requires the same level of discipline and commitment, and people working together to make things happen, right?
Yeah.
Let me ask you one question. Like being in bands and stuff, me and Trevor experienced this once. Have you ever had someone be late for band practice because of a pizza pocket?
It's always the drummer. Always the drummer.
In this case, it was the bass player, but it was the rhythm section.
Yeah,
it happens. You know,
I think you have that one guy
traffic.
always.
Yeah.
You know, no, sorry, one guy or girl, anybody.
Yeah.
And any team kind of setting, you have that one person that's always late.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. It happens. Yeah.
So we want to get into like the junior jammers. Like when did you start this your company? Like when did this all kind of come together?
The brainchild was probably summer 2024. So like, I'll try to make a long story short. During COVID, we had like pretty strict policies around social distancing, and the way that affected band programs was like we can no longer blow into our instruments because you have mask on and you're just blowing COVID everywhere, right? That was the theory. So we it shut down our band program for about a year and a half before I went to the administration. I was like, these kids are they're suffering. They're not going to get the band program that they should get, and like the band program I've been running for last 12 years here. And because of that, we saved a ton of money on repair costs and instrument replacement costs and consumable costs. So I proposed buying some guitars for the school. And with the generous support of our school community council and our administration's support, I managed to buy 30 guitars for the school. And I started a guitar program at the school. So I kind of started it in 2022 at the school level, and immediately it brought me back to high school, and I like all those feelings came back from when I started playing, and I just thought, oh my gosh, I feel like I've been missing out on this for so long. And once I had it, I started doing it with my juniors, and then it replaced the band program for a couple of years with my grade 7s and 8s, and then I was like, oh well, let's just try with the grade 6s too. And then when the band program came back to the 7s and 8s, I continued on doing guitar with the 6s, and then now the 5s as well. So my juniors get guitars, my intermediates get the band program, and then my younger kids sing and play recorders and that kind of thing. And I just thought, I want to do more. I want to do more playing. I want to do more teaching of guitar. And I decided to pilot a beginner evening class that I sort of just ran in my school's community and neighborhood there. And the response was great. I had my first class had 10 kids in it. And I try to limit the class size too, because it can get I could, like in school, I could facilitate 25, sometimes 30 kids at a time, but it gets a bit, like I can't, it's harder for me to divide my attention among that many kids, especially with differing tastes and differing levels of performance as well. So I limit my junior jammers classes to about 10 kids. And so I got 10 kids in my first go. And then I wasn't sure what I was going to do after that. I just kind of shot from the hip and said, hey, look, if you guys want to come back, I'll do a developing player class for a winter session. And all 10 kids came back. And then during that time, I had a bunch of other people contact me saying, is it full? Can we still join? And I thought, okay, well, let's do another beginner class too. So simultaneously, I did the developing player class and then had another beginner class start. And I got another 10 kids. And then they wanted to continue. So I did a spring session. And then I said, I'm going to take the summer off. And then when we come back in the fall, we'll reconnect, and then started the classes again. And so I run about 2 sessions per week. And then I did one also in Whitby this year. And I have a friend of mine who's a retired elementary teacher, one of my mentors actually, run the Whitby class in the fall of this year. And now I have 2 sessions where I brought some of those kids back in Oshawa. So I've got 2 classes right now that are running right through. So yeah, to answer your original question, which I've completely forgotten now.
That's okay, no problem.
I think you said I can't remember.
Just about the junior jammers program, and I think you did answer it for sure.
Okay, all right, good.
No, that was great. That was an amazing
Somebody has to keep
explanation of
tabs on me.
it. Yeah, no, that's amazing. And saying that with the junior jammers, you're full right now. Like, I think.
Yeah. I'm as full as I can handle at the moment. So and I'm going to keep these kids right until the fall. So I'm going to be booked up right up until the fall, and then I'll find some time to make a new beginner class in the fall.
Well, I think that's incredible too. Like you said, you're not getting greedy and trying to take on more students, where some will, right? Like you're just like, I'm done at 10 and I'm not going to go past that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And I want to optimize it. Like I have, of course, like any business, I have a little bit of overhead cost. I've got insurance to pay for, advertising, etc. But my main priority is making this the best possible program it can be. And for me, that number lands at about 10 kids, could I do 15? I'm sure I could. I don't feel like I would be able to divide my attention up by 15 and still deliver the same performance I can with 10 kids, right? I think I can service those 10 kids much, much better than I could trying to just make more money and cram 15 kids in the class just for the sake of it.
Right. Which I think a lot of people would. So that's pretty incredible that you cap that. And being a school teacher, you're at the Durham School Board as a music teacher, and you've been that for 14 years, around 14 years.
Yeah, I started in well, I guess it's more now. Yeah, I think I wrote that a couple of years ago. So I'm up to year 16 now. So I started in 2009. So we're kind of edging into the year 16, 17 territory.
Okay.
Now, yeah.
And what kind of the challenges have you seen over that 16-year career of when you started, kind of compared to what it is now? I know you had the challenge of COVID, but besides COVID, what have they put more funding into music? Have they kind of taken it out? Where has it gone in the last 16 years? Kind of that's the timeline of people.
It's been thankfully relatively consistent over that time. It kind of depends on the administration in charge. It just varies from administrator to administrator. People are different, they have different priorities, and good thing I'm pretty good at negotiating, and I fancy myself a decent communicator and an advocator for the arts. So I definitely I advocate hard. Sometimes I have to take no for an answer, and that's totally fine. It's administrators have big responsibilities and budgets to look after. So I just try my best to make sure that we're equipped and I'm doing the best I can to, make sure these kids are getting a meaningful music program. Yeah, I'd say they've been fairly consistent. There hasn't been a time in my career where oh no, there's big cuts to arts funding or anything like that. So I'm very thankful that that's not the situation we're in. We've been pretty lucky, I think, in Durham District School Board to have a pretty decently funded arts program. So I think here musical instrumental music programs are very expensive, and instruments are obviously very expensive, and maintaining them is costly and it's laborious. And I try to stay on top of it. I learned how to do minor repairs on a lot of instruments to sort of help curb those costs. And it's a lot of grinding, but I'm pretty grateful and I think pretty lucky that we've had pretty good support from both our administration in the last 16 years and our school community council. They definitely value the arts. They've been very, very generous. We do a lot of fundraising at school, as most schools do, to support programs like this and athletics. And I'm very grateful that we've had good funding and support from both of those, from both admin and school community.
No, that's great to hear because I know, like with school boards, they've cut out some certain programs. I know, like auto and woodworking and all that kind of stuff. So they've cut out some stuff, and it's glad to hear that they've been consistent with the music programs over the years, right? So that's
Yeah.
amazing to hear.
Yeah, thankfully, in my experience at least. I can't speak for, all music teachers, but from a from a central level, I think we're doing okay. School to school, administrator to administrator, it could be a difference. You could ask 10 music teachers and get 10 vastly different stories. So,
You sound like a great advocate for music programs. So I think the kids probably really appreciate that for sure. So that's amazing. And we're going to shift this a little bit, and we're going to go to AI and music, and we're going to talk about Suno and just kind of the program that's just basically taking over studios slowly, if not quickly. So, what's your experience with Suno that you have?
So I've tinkered with it just a little bit, enough to see that things are going to change quite a bit. I think you're going to see like a lot of AI assisted music composition and AI assisted music production. Like it depends on how people use it, but I could easily see like it's easily like at minimum, if you're a songwriter and you plunk your ideas into Suno, like I've tried before, it could create a polished version of your idea that you maybe recorded in voice notes in iPhone, right? It can finish your verses for you. You can pick your singers, you can pick which bass player you want playing on your track, and then have this polished, mastered like masterpiece of your crummy demo recording now into this super tight package, which is like unreal. Like I've done it before. I've thrown in a couple demos that I've recorded over the years into Suno, and I said, they've got some options on there. It's like cover this song or extend it and add some lyrics, and then you put in a prompt and tell it what you're looking for, and bam, you got this incredible finished product. I think I mentioned this to you the other night when we were talking. I've been recording and making music for years, and I can sit there sometimes in a night for 2.5 hours just trying to make my bass guitar sound good with my bass drum, right? And then Suno, you just throw in a voice, like you just throw in a little prompt, and with nothing, like not even a recording, like just an idea in your head. I want a Motown song about I don't know, you could name your topic, and I want you to insert some Javanese gamelan type sounds, and you can make it as wild as your imagination can come up with, and it'll absolutely create just the most polished version of whatever's in your head. And it's like, okay, it's all gonna come down to how people use it, right? Like, if you're using it as a producer or a songwriter to help you finish your songs, I think that's probably use. I know it's useful that way, but I mean, then there's this like fine line of like, are you cheating a little bit? Like, is it still art? Is it still your art? It's it raises a lot of like philosophical questions too, right? Like, how are you using it? What are you using it for? And it is fun. Like, don't get me wrong, I threw in a bunch of like crummy old recordings just to see what it would crank out for me, and it was so cool, right? Like, and that's us as people. We see something new, we go, "Ooh, shiny," right? Like, let's check it out, let's see what it does. And that's me, like, totally. And but it just raises a lot of questions, and it makes me go, all right, let's see how people start using it and what they do. And there's a lot of gray area in terms of intellectual property. Like, where are we at with that? I think for me, it raises a lot more questions than answers.
Yeah, no, for sure. It just seems to be, and it's taking over so quickly. That's kind of the scary part. Yeah. It's almost like you were saying, it's like a moral dilemma that you have.
A little bit, yeah, 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 yeah. Like you don't want to. I don't even like it's when AI creates something, right? Like whether it's something based on your prompt or a recording yours, like, and then it creates something, or maybe just generates something new from your idea. Like, is it like I think that, like, if I'm not mistaken, like there's different levels of subscription fees you can pay for it. So when you create something, like you actually get the commercial license for whatever it is you create. I don't know if you guys have had much experience with it too. So I don't really know. And then the company Suno, like they just rake in the profits from all of your music. Like I don't know how it's all going to pan out for new creators or songwriters or bands that are just trying to play and write music, and what it's going to do to the authenticity of the art of making music. I don't think it's going to replace playing together with people. Like I don't think that AI could do that. But I mean, they said that AI will never replace a surgeon, and now they're saying, well,
It's true. It's coming. And that's the
even
thing. Like
even
it's coming whether we want it or not, kind of thing, right?
yeah,
So
Yeah.
that's the
yeah.
scary part.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I mean, people will vote on it with their dollars, and where people spend their money is the direction it's going to naturally travel. Because the Suno and companies like them, their incentive is profit, and I don't mean that cynically. I just mean like they created this technology to make money, presumably, and people will pay for what they want to use it for, and it's going to be really, really interesting to see what direction this all takes us in. We're all along for the ride, though, that's for sure.
that's it, right? We're
Well,
all.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say to add on to that because the copyright thing, because in Suno, you can dictate how much of an influence that AI has on the track itself. Because if it's like 50%, well, it's going to add its own 50%. But if you go 100%, it's just going to make your recording absolute to what it's supposed to be, right? But then
Mhm.
with Suno now owns that because you created in Suno regardless. So it's like you're just basically giving them this copyright stuff, even if it's 100% you wrote it. They're just providing the fill-in, but they own that
Right.
copyright. You can't have that copyright anymore. It just seems like that. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think the details will be in the fine print. So I think it's going to be really important for artists and creators to just really read what they're signing up for. Like you don't want to be in a situation where you take an idea, you've uploaded it to Suno, and now it's no longer yours, right? You don't want any you got, like, I mean, all the user agreements that we never read, Apple, and you go on, you buy something on Shopify or whatever, and you never read that stuff. Like who would even understand it, even if you had
That's the thing. It's all lawyer
a month
technology.
to read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to call your lawyer, right?
Yeah.
So
Before I sign
yeah,
this for this app, can you go over the terms?
yeah, get AI to interpret it for us.
And that's the kind of thing we're seeing with all these articles that we're covering on the music news. It's like the laws can't keep up with the technology.
No doubt. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. I think the way it was described when AI first was released was the genie's out of the bottle, right? Like it and yeah, and it's going to be like whack-a-mole for you know, uh lawyers and all those companies that are trying to protect intellectual property from being ripped off, and artists getting ripped off, and it's going to be wild, and it's going to be interesting to see how this all shakes down.
Yeah, we'll try to keep up with it on the music news on our end, right? And just
Mhm.
ourselves try to figure it out.
Yeah.
As we
Well, I mean, it's even got me questioning. I've been teaching music for 16 years, and I'm like, wait a minute, is it coming from my job? Like, like, I don't nobody thought it would like, and we're not. I don't think we're at that stage quite yet, but I don't think we're that far from companies, at least if you work in front of a computer at a job, the buzz I'm hearing is that like you're probably, the first on the chopping block. Like if you're doing some kind of data thing on a computer, that's probably going to be one of the, first jobs to go. And I don't mean to be like all doomsy about this, but it had me thinking like, well, I mean, where could AI possibly land in music education? Like, could it be like, and I'm just brainstorming here, right? Like, could it be like, hey, all right, I want a guitar lesson, and I want Jimi Hendrix to teach it to me, but I want it to be a beginner guitar lesson. You type in a prompt, something like that, hit go, and then all of a sudden, there's Jimmy in front of you on your screen teaching you how to play Mary Had a Little Lamb on your guitar. Like, I can't compete with that. I don't know. It's
that's a great point.
It's wild.
Yeah,
but I have more questions than answers.
Yeah, no doubt. We'll definitely try to keep up on with our end and inform everyone as much as we can too, right? So,
am I upsetting Moose? Is he okay?
Oh no, Moose is just he's like 8 months old. He's just a puppy, so he's a nut job. So, trying to keep it still for any longer than 2 seconds.
I didn't want all my doom speak about AI.
I'm not gonna have any jobs to pay for them. No, it's true. You make a lot of great points there with that. So, definitely, it's not doomsday; it's reality.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
So, but let's talk about you're a founding member of Cool Kids, which is a fundraiser for community music school board schools in Toronto.
Yes, Community Music Schools of Toronto. It was formerly Regent Park School of Music, and when we started Cool Kids many years ago, I think 14 years ago, we did the first event was actually a surprise party for one of our friends, and the drummer organizer Julian Vardy, he kind of rang up 30 of his musician friends, myself included, and said, hey, I want to do this surprise party. And it was for his wife, and he said, would you guys want to come and play a bunch of covers for this event? And we were all like, yeah, sure. And so he took her iPod and found that like top 25 songs on her iPod and said, hey, let's learn all these songs and we're going to play all these songs for her. We're going to surprise her for her birthday party. And so we did it. And we all had so much fun doing it. And we're like, all right, when are we doing this again? Because this was just an absolute blast. And we immediately said, hey, why don't we do it as a fundraiser next time and just raise some money for a cause we can all agree on. And we just decided on, music for the sake of music. So we just reached out to the Regent Park School of Music, and they were like, yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'd love to take your donations. So whatever you guys want to do, So we did it 1 year. It was a blast again. And then it just hasn't stopped since. And ever since we started, we raised over $100,000 for the Regent Park School of Music. Yeah, it's a very fun thing. It's music for the school, which goes to, pay for all the expensive, all the expenses of running a good music program, like instruments and giving lessons to, Yeah,
for sure. Because you were just saying about that yourself, like how expensive it is just to maintain, not alone get the instruments, just maintain them, kind of thing, right? So
very.
Yeah, put money back into that. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, like we'll be partnering ourselves we're going to be doing a fundraiser coming up Saturday, November 21st, 2026, and it's going to be at Sertsis in Curtis. So we're going to be doing
Great news.
What's
news. I got the green light from it.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. And you know what?
So
I apologize for making that dangerously close to events that you have. I would have never did that. I never want to put anyone in that position.
Listen, I've been married 17 years, and communication is everything.
100%. Yes, I agree. That's great
Yeah.
to hear, man.
Yeah,
And when we do this again
I'm
next
pretty
year,
excited.
I will not put it anywhere near that date. So that's amazing. And we're just right now in the infancy stages of planning this, and we're going to get more detail for everyone and yourself too, right? So we'll get the times. We have the place. That's the main thing, right?
Awesome.
We got the place, and yeah, we're going to be collecting money for your program, one of your programs, to provide an underprivileged youth with a lesson with you and a guitar package for them to start.
Yep.
So they don't need anything to start. So
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. Just it's a turnkey learn guitar award.
Yeah.
Not award.
100%. And I don't, to tell you the truth, I hope it turns out we've never done this before. So honestly, I just we'll go for the best and hope we have a great time. I'm not going to say hopefully, we will have a great time.
I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will. Yeah, and I'll gather some of my students to come play some songs for on that night too.
That's incredible.
Nice.
Yeah, and if any musicians out there want to join, we're going to be doing acoustic sets at Sertsis. So contact us any way you want, our socials or on our website. So yeah, we look forward to hearing from them. Look forward to hearing from your students too. That's going to be amazing to open the event up. And with the money left over that we have, we're going to donate the rest of it to Music Counts, a charity
Beautiful.
program that does put money back into the school programs. So yeah, we're gonna go from there.
Love that.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So before we end, we got a couple encore questions for you.
Shoot.
So we have you. We're going to talk about AI and teaching and music, but you've already explained that very well. And I think that's an incredible way to look at it, what you said about Jimi Hendrix teaching you how to play the simple chords or whatever it may be. So we'll get on to the next one. We'll talk about your favorite song to play on guitar.
Oh, on guitar. Lately, this is goofy, but lately, I probably the Super Mario Brothers theme song.
That's awesome.
I love it. I love it.
That
Yeah,
is absolutely
amazing.
incredible. Do not be ashamed of that. I absolutely love it.
No, it is actually way more complicated than I thought it was, and it's such a neat piece of music. Yeah, it's fun to play. It's challenging to play, and it's just a cool song, and it's got so much nostalgia to it as well.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I 100% agree. And that just gave me a thought about, like, are these songs going to be put in the Music Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
That's a great question. If you do it on songwriting alone, I'd say there's no reason why something like that shouldn't be in there, but it just depends, like what their criteria would be for what constitutes rock and roll.
Yeah. No, I think it's just like music in general, because I mean, you hear that Mario Brothers, and you're just, exactly what it is right off the bat.
Yeah, if you were born between 1975 and let's say 1990, and you heard that song, you know exactly what that is, right?
Even if you never played the game, you know exactly what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know what? I think we'll open our fundraiser. Let's do it with you playing that song.
Oh.
Not to put you on the spot.
I will do what I'm called on to do. To do.
We'll play it by ear.
Yeah. All right.
Sounds like a lot
sounds
of
good.
fun. And the next encore question is acoustic or electric? What's your most favorite to play?
Acoustic.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think mostly because I just play more acoustic in the teaching environment. I always got acoustic guitar in my hand, and everything I do and practice and learn is generally on an acoustic. And then occasionally, when I just need a little more volume, a little more edge, I'll plug in the old electric guitar and turn it up. Like, who doesn't love to do that, right?
And speaking of that, what's your preferred guitar?
I'd have to say a Fender, like electric Fender Telecaster is probably, it's like the precision bass of electric guitars. It's just, it just does what you're doing. Like there's nothing super fancy about it. It's very organic sounding. There's nowhere to hide on it. you know, and you can do a lot of different styles with it. It just find it's the most versatile for me, but that's my personal opinion. So you don't have to fight me in the comments, okay? That's just what I like.
Please comment.
It's just what I like.
Yeah, I always dig a tone from a Telecaster into a 5150. That's like one of the most cleanest sounds that you can get, I think. Like clean sounds from a guitar.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 Telly's got that. It's just got that warm bell-like tone. Like, and I like but it also gets raunchy too. Like Rage Against the Machine. You know, like you can do those big heavy rock riffs and you tune it down to D, and all of a sudden, like you're like, oh, okay, it does metal too. Holy cow! You know, kind of does it all.
Yeah, very, very versatile instrument.
Yeah,
Very.
Yeah. Nice. That's
For acoustics, I like my Yamahas. I'm just kind of, it's like I don't have any really expensive acoustics. I got like the working man's Yamahas, like I splurged for the solid top. I think I spent like $280 on the acoustic I play every day, and it's just it's great. It sounds awesome. It stays in tune. It just like it's reliable. The neck never does anything weird. It's just a solid working guitar.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, yeah, it proves you don't have to spend thousands of dollars to have an amazing guitar kind of thing.
For sure. Definitely not now, like maybe a long time ago, but now, production lines are just good just about anywhere in the world. So, like Koreans are making really good instruments, Indonesians, Mexicans, even some Chinese guitars are sounding absolutely phenomenal these days. So, you can't go wrong. You really can't.
Yeah, they're kind of, all these places are coning in on building like a cheaper, great guitar kind of thing, like a reliable, cheaper option, I guess you could say.
Yeah. And they're just, production in general, I think, is just so much better now than it was 20 years ago. And I bought my Yamaha probably 20 years ago, and it's still great. I mean, it's got a bunch of scratches and stuff like that on it, but that's expected, right? And it's at school too, so I drop it. The kids drum on it sometimes, and I walk by, I hit a doorway with it. But I love it. It just still sounds great,
That just means it's been used.
That's right. Yeah.
I always look at the guitar Willie Nelson uses. Have you ever seen the picture of that?
Thank you.
It looks like
Willie Nelson.
Yeah, like he got it out of the gutter. Like there's holes in it. It's just, there's no finish on it. There's nothing. Like it just looks. But that's what he plays at concerts.
Mm-hmm. A guitar should be used. Like if it looks too new, like, come on, are you even playing the thing or what? What are we doing here? What are you keeping it in your safe? Play the guitar,
That's amazing. Well, Tom, it has been an absolute pleasure chatting with you. I mean, you're always welcome back on EIB. Please make sure to check out Junior Jammers. You sound like you run an incredible program, and you're honing in on quality over quantity. I think we can all use that these days. So yeah, that's amazing. It's been a great chat with you, Tom. So
thanks, man.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, thank you guys. It was a pleasure meeting all of you.
You too.
I'd be happy to come back. So great to meet you guys, and thanks for having me out here on the screen there.
Yeah, for sure. And we'll definitely be chatting a lot more with the EIB Music Foundation fundraiser coming up. So
sounds good.
Yes.
Sounds good.
All right, Tom. We'll stay warm.
Stay warm.
All right. Thanks to you guys too.
All right. Take care, man.
Bye, guys.
Take care.
Yeah.
This is everything in between. This is everything in between.